We focus on Bible prophecy for a few minutes every Sunday. There's a ton of prophecies for the end times that haven't been fulfilled yet, about 500 of them, scholars say. And so by reading the Bible in those passages, you should be able to see things out in the world that are trending in that direction. We're not saying these are the fulfillment of those prophecies, just trends that you would expect. There's a kind of weird prophecy concerning the AntiChrist in the future 7-year Great Tribulation. He has an accomplice called the false prophets, and in this passage I'm going to read, they are called beasts. The Antichrist is the first beast, and the false prophet is the second beast. So let me read it to you, and then we'll get to it. It says, Revelation 13, I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. He exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. And so we read here about an image of the Antichrist that is somehow given life to speak and to act and to do things. In decades past, we would just speculate how some molded image or statue or hologram could fulfill this. But now it sounds a lot like artificial intelligence, which has made super strides, especially in the past 25 years. And so reading this today, I would expect that this is some form of AI. I'm not saying it is, but that certainly fits the bill. I just read a chilling article titled, Killer Robots So Intelligent They're Like Gods Will Rule Mankind. Now these articles, I never find articles in weird dark web sites. You know, this isn't just some crazy guy quoting a guy that's even crazier. These are all mainstream sites with real scientists who are recognized in their field. And so this guy, David Wood, it says he's a leading futurist, claims that killer robots don't need to be evil to be driven to wipe out humanity. We've spent maybe 50 years building AI eventually smarter than humans, and that AI will then spend 50, not years, but months or weeks or maybe days, maybe hours building a much smarter AI. The big question then, David added, is would we understand in advance what they want to do? We will be at the mercy of these new beings whose goal are to advance our society and that we can't even conceive what they're talking about. And so think of all the wild movies that you've seen where machines take over or robots take over or any of that. That's what we're talking about actually happening, or the potential for that. Now, we know that Terminators are not going to one day rule the earth because the Bible tells us clearly that Jesus is going to do that. What I am pointing to here is that the Bible mentions something that could very well be fulfilled by AI technology, and that it's exactly what you would expect to be going on in the world with what you know is happening in the Bible. And again, not the fulfillment of any prophecy, only things that you'd expect. Jesus promised he would return for the church, which entails the resurrection of the dead in Christ, and then the translation of living believers where we are changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, given our glorified bodies, all caught up to heaven to be with the Lord before the Great Tribulation begins. And then the tribulation will run its course, as we read in Revelation, and Jesus will return in his second coming. So all of these sci-fi and stories and things about what's going to happen in the future, we know the future. And all of our discoveries are adding to what is going to happen, but ultimately the Lord is coming back to rule. And so that's why I ask you every week if you're ready for the rapture. And if not, get ready and stay ready and keep looking up, because ready or not, Jesus is coming.